Building discipline sucks. It feels almost impossible to stay consistent. You try to fix your life overnight saying tomorrow I'm gonna change it all. But then you fail after 3 days and just hate your life again. You watch other people talk about, oh yeah, building discipline changed my life and I've become the new David Goggins. But you struggle to literally even fucking brush your teeth consistently. And the worst part, you don't even know if what you're doing is actually working. So if you're the guy who starts out working hard for 3 days but then quits it all and go back to his normal life, then this video is for you. Bro, I've literally failed more of these discipline streaks than I've had hot showers. So this video isn't from some perfect guy who's just always been a master at everything. I was literally chronically undisciplined to the point where I didn't even want to wash my own plate after eating dinner. But luckily I figured out how to fix it, and I've now gotten to the point where I wake up at 5 AM every single day, doing 11 good habits daily, and I follow a strict routine that allows me to progress towards my goals every single day. And honestly bro, it's not as hard as my younger self imagined it to be. So by the end of this video, you'll have the exact blueprint to effortlessly build discipline. So first of all, let me tell you the starting small secret to building discipline. Because most people think that discipline is waking up at 4 AM, running 10 miles, reading a book a week. But that's literally the exact reason why they quit. Bro, you need to just focus on starting stupidly small. If you can't read a chapter, read 1 page. If you can't do 10 push-ups, do 1. If you can't meditate for 10 minutes, do 1 minute or even fucking 10 seconds. It's very simple bro. If it's too hard for you right now, drop the level. It's the same as in video games. You're not coming in there trying to fucking beat the Ender Dragon on the first day that you're playing with no fucking netherite armor or anything. You go in there and you level up your character to the point that you're fully equipped to take on that Ender Dragon. Bro, literally trying to be David Goggins today is the same as taking on the Ender Dragon without anything in Minecraft. Because I'll be honest with you, if you're at this stage of building discipline, we are not even trying to get the benefit of the habit that you're doing. So let's say it's meditation, right? I'm not trying to get the benefit of meditation when I'm just starting out. I'm literally just trying to build the habit, because there would be 2 scenarios. You try to do the 10 minutes constantly and try to get the benefits immediately, but then you never do it. Then there's the other version of you who does like 1 minute and he doesn't get any benefits, but at least he builds consistency, he builds the habit. And that's what we need. Before you can even think about trying to get the benefits, you need to just get the consistency. You need to just get the habit going. Because if you don't have the habit, well then you're not even doing it. So then there's no chance that you even get the benefits in the first place. Even though I knew this a couple years back, I still struggled to start small. But luckily, I know exactly why that is. Not only have I struggled with this, but so many people I know and so many of the guys that I've helped have struggled with this exact thing, and it's our motherfucking big ego. We've been watching all this Andrew Tate content, we think we're gonna escape the Matrix, we've been watching David Goggins waking up at 4 AM, we think we can do it all, but we're still the guy who doom scroll for 2 hours after waking up, jacking off every single day. You're not David Goggins. I was not David Goggins. I'm still not David Goggins. Of course, I'm way better than I was, but I'm still not that guy. You have to understand that you need to drop your ego if you want to progress in everything. If you come in there on the first day thinking you're the best, then you're delusional. I'm genuinely honest here. So the only way to actually start small is to drop your ego and realize that it's okay that you can't do these things. You're not meant to wake up at 4 AM the first day. You don't go into the gym on your first day trying to bench press 100 kg. You're not meant to do that right now. It's okay. The only way to become that guy, to become the guy that your ego is at, is to drop your ego and start small. Literally bro, until you drop your ego, you're gonna make no progress. If you continually think it's too small for you, you need a better plan, you can do more, then you're never gonna make progress. I've seen this time and time again with almost everybody I've helped. They always think they can do more, and then they try to do more, and then they end up being inconsistent for a week. Then we get them back onto what we originally said, and then they can become consistent again. If you want my help with becoming him, becoming the guy who your ego thinks he is, and actually being consistent and building this discipline, then check out the first link in the description. It's my 30-day bootcamp on how to both build discipline but also destroy your dopamine depression. But there was a problem. By now I had dropped my ego and I had started small. But it was so fucking boring because, as I told you, I was so overstimulated that I didn't even want to go and wash my plate after eating. In fact, I was so addicted to TikTok that every single time I'd do homework, I'd have like my computer right in front of me, and then on my right hand I'd hold TikTok right beside the computer. So as I was writing something or doing a task, I could just like scroll and get some dopamine to bear with the hardship of doing that task. And literally, even though I tried doing the bare minimum of these tasks, they were still so boring, and I needed that dopamine kick that TikTok used to give me. And the only way I was able to get that dopamine kick was through habit tracking. I've talked a lot about this on my channel, but I won't stop talking about it. I've genuinely fallen in love with this concept. So you can see I have a habit tracker over here, also have one by my bed, and basically what this is a list of all the habits that you're going to do. So for you, I'd recommend my analog morning routine, which I've also talked a lot about, which is meditation, gratitude journaling, going outside for a bit, and doing a few push-ups. Those are the 4 key things that you need to do to start building discipline and also improve your mental health, because no matter you like it or not, your mental health is probably shit, and your focus, and basically all the things that social media and scrolling TikTok has caused for you. So on this habit tracker, basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna write down like lines like this. I've also made a template for you which you can download, which I'll link in the description. But you're going to write down lines, and then at the top of the paper you're going to have the 4 habits. So that would be meditation, gratitude journaling, doing the push-ups, and just going outside in nature for a little bit. And then really simple, bro. Every single day you're just going to tick off the habit. You're just going to say, oh, did I meditate today? And you're going to tick it off. Did I gratitude journal today? Then you're going to tick it off. And it's actually very simple. And what this does is that you don't need to wait for the benefit that you get from meditation, you know, the clear mind, the being present, all these things. You can literally get the dopamine hit today by ticking a box, and it kind of resembles TikTok because now it's more fun to do the habits. There's this instant feedback loop where you tick the box, but it also gives you the ultimate accountability, because now you don't want to miss a day and cross the box and break your streak that you just recently accumulated. So one last important tip for this habit tracker is that you hang it on your wall. And with hanging it on your wall, you need to get very fucking autistic. And when I say very fucking autistic, I mean lay down on your bed, look where your eyes go in the morning, and hang the habit tracker right there. That's literally what I've done, and since I did that, I have not been able to ignore it. Literally, I've been so consistent more than ever. I've gotten almost literally 100% productive month where I didn't even miss a habit. And yeah, habit tracking makes the process so much more fun, and it almost becomes just as addictive as TikTok. Now, jokes aside, but it really makes it fucking fun and addictive. So, there is one last thing that ruins it all for so many beginners, because literally, I've helped a couple of guys with this exact problem, and it's always so nice seeing them finally dropping their ego, starting to use the habit tracker and taking action. But then a few days pass by, and suddenly they tell me, oh yeah, this isn't working. Let's change up the plan. Oh, I've stopped doing it. I tried this instead. Oh yeah, I don't really feel like doing it anymore. It doesn't even work. It's been 1 week. There's no results. And this is the dangerous part that you have to not get onto. And I literally did the same thing. For 1 week, I'd follow this one YouTuber's plan to build discipline and become a new person. But then I was like, oh yeah, this doesn't work. So I'd watch another Unfucking Your Life video. And I'd keep going through this cycle, and I never made any change. And the thing is, it doesn't matter what plan you have. Of course, you don't need to have the doom scroller plan, right? But you just need a plan, and the important part of the plan is to stick to it, to not change it all up, to not do something else, not try something new all the time, because then you'll never consistently do the habit and become better. You probably heard about the compound effect, and if not, I'll quickly give the analogy to you. So let's say I gave you the opportunity to get $3 million in cash right now, or a penny that doubles every single day for a month. Now, you know, in the example, it's meant that you take the 3 mil because you're like, oh yeah, a penny, it's nothing. But so many people have heard it nowadays, so you'll probably always say, oh yeah, a penny. But let me just explain why that is. Because it's actually funny, because on day 20, the penny is only worth 5 grand. But on day 31, it's worth over 10 million. I don't know if you're starting to get what I'm talking about here. But the thing is, even though you meditate today and you do it for a week and you do all these good habits, it won't mean that you'll get the results in a week. The compound effect is slow, And so you see, over this month, literally still on day 20, the penny was only 5k. But it was in those last days when it really started to compound that it come up to fucking 10 million. Think about it. In the last 10 days, it went from 5k to 10 million. Imagine you're rolling a snowball down a hill. At first it's small, but the bigger it becomes, the more area it can like pick up snow. It's the same with your journey here. You can't do these productive habits for a week and think, oh yeah, it doesn't even work. Oh yeah, why doesn't it work? I've been consistent, I've been doing the habits. That's not how it works. You need to have patience. And when I tell you the amount of guys I've tried to help, and patience is their problem, they end up quitting because it doesn't happen quick enough. Bro, it's the thing that kills guys who are ambitious and try to change their life. I'm telling you, I wasted 1.5 years of my journey not being patient. And it was only when I actually got patient that I started to see results. And just to give you a warning, just as the small good habit compound into big results, the small bad habit of eating junk food every day, scrolling a little bit, they compound into completely disasters. And another reason why you probably struggle with patience is because of a concept that I learned called time versus memory. And this is basically that the results that you get today come from actions that you don't even remember. So imagine 1 month ago you were scrolling and doing all the bad habits, right? But today you're meditating, you're gratitude journaling, you're working out, you're doing all of the good habits. You won't feel the results today because the results that you're getting right now come from the actions you did a month ago. But you don't remember the action that you did a month ago. And so now when you don't get any results by doing the good habits, you'll think it's the good habits' fault. But in reality, those results will only come a month later. So many people think that because they're not getting results right now, it's because of the actions that they're doing right now. But the actual reason is that the results or the feelings that they're getting now come from actions they did a month ago. So you need to just trust the process, stay patient, and keep going even when the compound effects feel slow, because there is a literal reason why it's called delayed gratification. It's because we get the results later. You fucking have hardship right now, you do something hard and uncomfortable now to get the benefit later. That's the nature of delayed gratification. So you can't even expect to become disciplined to get the benefits of becoming disciplined and the benefits of all these habits right now. Because you literally know it's a delayed gratification activity. And once you keep this in mind, you need patience. You use your habit tracker, you start small. That's when you'll make difference in your life. That's when you become disciplined. If you just follow this blueprint, you don't get impatient and you start changing things up. You stick with the habit tracker, you start small, you consistently increase the difficulty every time you get used to it. Trust me, you'll become disciplined in no time. And again, if you want my help with building discipline and also destroying your dopamine depression, getting your mental health back in order, because that is probably your main problem right now, then you can check out the first link in the description. It's my 30-day bootcamp, and you even get 6 extra bonus courses right now. Alright mate, that's it. Put one foot in front of the other.